Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are on the last verse of the 9th chapter. This 9th chapter is called the most confidential knowledge. And out of this chapter, this verse is the most confidential. Text 34. This is the essence of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Most
Okay.
confidential instruction, most confidential knowledge. So let's read.
Okay. Text 34. Man mana bhav mad bhakto mad yaji mam namaskuru mam avashyasi yukta vaivam atmanam mat parayanaha. Translation. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated material world. Sometimes unscrupulous commentators distort the meaning of what is clearly stated here, that all devotional service should be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Unfortunately, unscrupulous commentators divert the mind of the reader to that which is not at all feasible. Such commentators do not know that there is no difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. Krishna is not an ordinary human being, he is absolute truth. His body, his mind, and he himself are one and absolute. It is stated in the Kurma Puran, as it is quoted by Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Goswami in his Anubhashya comments on Caitaniya Caritamita, 5th chapter, Adi Leela, verses 41 to 48. Deha dehi vibhedo yam neshware vidyate kvachit. This means that there is no difference in Krishna, the Supreme Lord, between himself and his body. But because the commentators do not know the signs of Krishna, they hide Krishna and divide his personality from his mind or from his body. Although this is sheer ignorance of the science of Krishna, some men make profit out of misleading people. There are some who are demonic.
Um, I'm sorry, I was muted. So the pulpit is a little long. So let's try to say what we heard now in this paragraph. What is Prabhupada explaining?
Prabhupada is saying that, like, God is whether his mind or his body, it is all the same.
Yeah,
And all service should be offered to him, Krishna only.
yeah.
Mm.
Because some people try to make a difference between Krishna. They say that there's something inside of Krishna, something beyond Krishna. But no, there's nothing beyond Krishna. There's no difference between Krishna's. Like there's a difference between us right now. We are the soul, but we are inside this material body. So some people also think the same like that for Krishna. That Krishna's body is material and inside Krishna there is something. But no, that's not true. Krishna's body is transcendental. There's no difference between his inside and outside. Okay, so let's go on then.
Okay. There are some who are demonic. They always think of Krishna, but enviously, just like King Kansa, Krishna's uncle. He was also thinking of Krishna always, but he thought of Krishna as his enemy. He was always in anxiety, wondering when Krishna would come to kill him. That kind of thinking will not help us. One should be thinking of Krishna in devotional love. That is bhakti. One should cultivate the knowledge of Krishna continuously. What is that favorable cultivation? It is to learn from a bona fide teacher. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and we have several times explained that his body is not material, but is eternal blissful knowledge. This kind of talk about Krishna will help one become a devotee. Understanding Krishna otherwise from the wrong source will prove fruitless.
Hmm.
One should
So,
therefore, yeah,
okay, sorry. Yeah. So now Krishna is saying, engage your mind in always thinking about me. So Srila Prabhupada is very specifically telling us in what way shall we think about Krishna, right?
mm,
Because,
devotional.
hmm,
Yeah, please continue.
well, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
I said, please continue.
Yeah. So what is the mood that one should have while thinking of Krishna? Because Kans was also thinking of Krishna all the time. So is that how we should cultivate that mood of how Kans had, or what should be our mood?
Our mood should be love.
Yeah, that's right. Favorable,
Mm,
right? Now, we
yes.
may not have revived our love as yet of Krishna, but it should be favorable, not enviously. Kans wanted to
Mm,
kill Krishna. So, at our stage, maybe we don't have love for Krishna, but at least we can be favorable, trying to understand what Krishna is saying from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, trying to uh, remember his instructions, trying to remember his pastimes. So, like that, favorable.
mhm.
Okay, then let's go on.
Okay. One should therefore engage his mind in the eternal form, the primal form of Krishna. With conviction in his heart that Krishna is the supreme, he should engage himself in worship. There are hundreds of thousands of temples in India for the worship of Krishna, and devotional service is practiced there. When such practice is made, one has to offer obeisances to Krishna. One should lower his head before the deity and engage his mind, his body, his activities, everything. That will make one fully absorbed in Krishna without deviation. This will help one transfer to Krishna Lok. One should not be deviated by unscrupulous commentators. One must engage in the 9 different processes of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting about Krishna. Pure devotional service is the highest achievement of human society.
Okay, so what are we understanding from this? What should be our mood?
Like we should worship Krishna and we should offer
Mm,
our obeisances by bowing down in front of him.
yeah,
Hmm.
so we can see that actually devotional service is easy, because, for example, if any other process, one has to control the mind, fix the mind, has to withdraw the mind from the sense objects, or have to go to the forest, have to, sit alone over there. But for a devotee, what one has to do is he has to worship the deity. He can do so many activities. And by offering obeisances to the deity, hearing about Krishna, chanting Krishna's name, like that, he can be absorbed in Krishna more and more.
Hmm.
So, because the mind always needs engagement, mind is always going to think something. So, to bring Krishna in the center of the mind. So, this devotional service helps one to think more and more about Krishna. And in this way, one can go back home, back to Godhead. Prabhupada is saying pure devotional service is the highest achievement of human society. Somehow or the other, we should get this desire that even I want to engage in pure devotional service. We have so many desires. Somehow or the other, if we can get this desire, even I want to engage in pure devotional service. That's a pure desire. And gradually, we will come to that point, because then we will also work in that mode. We will start beginning to see how we can come to that position. And Krishna helps. Krishna will understand our desire and he helps.
Okay. The seventh and eighth chapters of Bhagavad Gita have explained pure devotional service to the Lord that is free from speculative knowledge, mystic yoga, and fruitive activities. Those who are not purely sanctified may be attracted by different features of the Lord, like the impersonal Brahma Jyoti and localized Paramatma, but a pure devotee directly takes to the service of the Supreme Lord.
So, what is pure devotional service?
Serving Krishna.
Serving Krishna, yes. And
Serving Krishna and remembering him, chanting.
remembering him, yes. And free from any desire for any kind of liberation, because somebody may be engaged in devotional service, but the idea may be, I want to merge into the Brahman. That right now I'm engaging in devotional service, but after I get liberated, I want to merge into the Brahman. Or somebody's mood may be, I'm going to engage in devotional service now, and I want to get the Ashta Siddhi. Or somebody may have some material desire. I want to engage in devotional service because I want to get this or that, or I want to gain this or that. So, pure devotional service is serving Krishna favorably by following the previous acharyas without any desire, without any material desire, without desire for liberation, without desire for any kind of mystic siddhis. That is pure devotional service. Srila Rupa Goswami gives this definition in Nectar of Devotion in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Anyabhilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, Anukulyena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhakti Uttama. It's favorably performed and service to Krishna and his devotees. So, following the mood of the previous devotees.
Mm. There is a beautiful poem about Krishna in which it is clearly stated that any person who is engaged in the worship of demigods is most unintelligent and cannot achieve at any time the supreme award of Krishna. The devotee in the beginning may sometimes fall from the standard, but still he should be considered superior to all other philosophers and yogis. One who always engages in Krishna consciousness should be understood to be a perfectly saintly person. His accidental non devotional activities will diminish, and he will soon be situated without any doubt in complete perfection. The pure devotee has no actual chance to fall down because the Supreme Godhead personally takes care of his pure devotees. Therefore, the intelligent person should take directly to the process of Krishna consciousness and happily live in this material world. He will eventually receive the supreme award of Krishna.
Thus, and the Bhaktivedanta purports to the
Thus,
ninth chapter of this.
in the matter of the most confidential knowledge.
Yeah, so what do we understand here?
Like worship of demigods is useless. It's
Mm-hmm.
unintelligent.
Why?
Because if we worship demigods, then we will have to come back again and again to this world. We
That's
will
right.
stay in material only. Yeah.
Mm, that's right. And what happens if one takes up Krishna consciousness? One worships Krishna.
If one worships Krishna, then gradually they become purified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe accidental fall downs, but uh, those activities will diminish with time. The more
Yeah.
one involves Krishna consciousness,
Yeah. And
and pure devotees doesn't fall
yeah. Why?
because Krishna takes care of them.
Yeah. Krishna personally takes care of his pure devotees. So there's a reciprocation. There's love between the pure
Mm.
devotee and Krishna. Krishna says, I know no one but my devotees, my pure devotee. And my pure devotee does not know anyone but me. I am in the heart of the pure devotee, Krishna says. And the pure devotee is in my heart. And Krishna is personally taking care of his pure devotee. And so we are all encouraged to take up Krishna consciousness, to revive our relationship with Krishna, loving relationship with Krishna. Live peacefully in this material world, happily in this material world, and at the end of life, go back home, back to Godhead. We are reading now the pastime of Gajendra in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8. So really we can see that Krishna personally takes care of his devotee, because Gajendra, now he's caught up with the crocodile. He's fought for 1,000 years. He's become weak now. And he realizes that, oh, nobody can help me in this condition. My wives, my friends, they're all here, even though they have all the goodwill for me, but they can't do anything to help me. The struggle that I'm facing is by myself. And the only person who can help me in this struggle is God. And he starts chanting the beautiful mantras which he had chanted in his previous life. So by Krishna's grace, he remembered the mantra. So we can see that Krishna helps his devotees. Yeah. Krishna is helping his devotees. Krishna helped him remember the mantras he had learned in his previous life. And Gajendra started chanting those prayers. And then Krishna comes as Lord Narayan to help him. So Krishna personally takes care. And then the devotee feels great, uh, increases, the love of the devotee increases when he hears such pastimes of reciprocation by the Lord, protection by the Lord. But in the other processes, there is no such protection by Krishna. There's no reciprocation. The jnani, the yogi, they are left by themselves. They have to endeavor by themselves.
Okay.
Any comments? Questions?
Mm. No, I was just like, who is Gajendra? Um,
Ah, Gajendra is the
yeah.
elephant. He is the king of the elephants. He's
Okay.
there in the heavenly planet. This pastime is there in the 8th canto of Bhagavatam.
Mm.
And so he's the king of the elephants. He's gotten caught by this crocodile, because
Mm.
crocodile is animal of water and Gajendra was in the water. So Gajendra has gotten weaker and weaker because he's not in his natural environment. He's inside the water, and the crocodile, because he's in his natural environment, he's getting stronger and stronger. And then Gajendra, he remembers the prayers of his past life. In past life, he was a king, Indradyumna. And somehow
Mm.
or the other, he gets cursed to become an elephant. But by
Okay.
Krishna's grace, he remembers the prayers that he used to chant.
Mm. Okay.
And it's beautiful
So,
prayers. Mm.
yeah, why was he in the water? He was living in the water.
Well, he was not living in the water. He was living in this Trikuta mountain valley, the valley of this Trikuta mountain. It's like a very beautiful place. Bhagavatam is describing the mountain peaks are made of gold, silver, and iron. There's the ocean of milk.
Mm.
And then by the action of the waves onto the mountain, the emeralds up there at the base of this mountain in the valley. So many heavenly beings come to enjoy in this valley. Apsaras
Mm.
and Gandharvas. And so even Gajendra was there, but he was intoxicated one day and he was with his herd, with his family, friends. And then they all got thirsty, so they went to the lake to drink some water. And they were enjoying in the lake, and that disturbed the crocodile who was living there. The crocodile caught hold of Gajendra.
Oh, okay.
Mm. So somehow our condition is like that. We are in Maya. We are caught by this crocodile of Maya.
Mm.
We are not in our
Yes,
natural environment. Huh?
that's true. We are caught by Maya.
Yeah. We are in this material atmosphere, which is not our real atmosphere, our normal condition. And then we are caught by this crocodile of Maya. And the only way Gajendra understood, oh, nobody can help me. My friends can't help me. My family, my wives, nobody, although they are there surrounding me, but they can't help me. And he understood only God can help me. So that's what we have to take a lesson from this story of Gajendra, that Krishna is the supreme shelter. Only Krishna can help us get out of this material world.
Mm.
It's a beautiful pastime. If you have time, if you're able to join, you join us at 7. We
In
are
the
just
morning.
starting to read the prayers by Gajendra.
Okay.
Beautiful prayers chanted by him. If it's possible, you can join us to read those prayers
Okay.
together. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We'll stop here.
Mm.
Tomorrow we can begin with the chapter 10, Vibhuti Yoga, the opulence of the Absolute. Okay, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.